Alycia was in the same position as Mayer not too long ago. She lost a very close fight.
Break, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Hold up, break.
Welcome to another episode of the Clinch Review. You see the title, you already know what we're talking about. But before we get too deep into it, let me just say this. Round of applause to all the ladies involved with the Shields Marshall fight. All the ladies on the undercard. That was a hell of a night boxing, period. Right? Of course, you got men's boxing, women's boxing, and all that. But that was, if you're a fan of boxing, it's no way you couldn't have enjoyed that fight. And the response from that fight just confirmed what most people already know. If you put out a great product, people will support it, period. That's what it comes down to. You put on, a good show, good performances with some talent, people they're going to voice their opinion with their wallet. And that's exactly what you saw happen. So I gotta say, I think most people would agree with me. When I first heard that card, that fight, man, I was like, man, let's get it. Of course, Clarissa Shields, it's gonna bring it every time. And her and Savannah Marshalls, that was a great storyline to watch. They had some history, but the one people were especially, excited about, and not to say they weren't excited about Shields, but it was a lot of mystique around this fight I'm talking about now, and that is Mayer Baumgardner. Two different styles, two extremely talented fighters. I remember just talking to my friends like, man, that's gonna be a good one. Mayer got the experience, a veteran, so to speak, and at least in relation to Alycia, Alycia just being, the boxer, so to speak. She could punch, she can bang. It was just, oh man, what if, this, that, and the third, will it be Mikaela's experience that'll give her the fight, or will, Alycia be too much for her? Will she overwhelm him? It was exactly the kind of fight that people want to see, right? A fight that could go either way, right? Where there's really no clear favorite. And that's exactly what you got with Mayer Baumgardner, as you should have. Two very talented fighters, two different styles. Only one loss between them, and I gotta say the fight lived up to the hype and then some. Alycia got off to a good start, with the quick hands, power, she was looking for big shots, she was keeping the defense tight, great legs, I was like, okay, Alycia, she came to fight. This is looking a lot different than I thought it would go. I thought it would be, closer, and it was. Mikaela Mayer did what champions do. Plan A wasn't working, so what you do, you go to plan B, and she did. Start boxing smart, close the distance, landing, a lot of punches on, Alycia, and Alycia, respected it. So she did what champions do as well. Alycia regrouped, and it was just back and forth. The rounds were just so tight, man, all the way up to the end. And you could see the faces after, they just didn't know. I don't think anybody knew. And when they said Alycia won, I didn't have a big problem with it. I thought Mikaela had, shaded the last few rounds and took it, but again, wouldn't say robbery. It's just that competitive of a fight. So I'm thinking, man, they gotta run that one back, man. Like, man, that was, we got to see that one again. And this leads me to the main point of this video. Right after the fight, Alycia said, no rematch. And I get it. Like, I understand. Number one, you still probably caught up in a moment of a lifetime, right? You just, you won the belts, right? You beat the champ. It was upset, to some people. Like, I get it. You did the quote unquote impossible. And you should be proud of that, right? You absolutely should. You worked your butt off and you reached your goal. But then, she said it again and again. And I'm like, okay, I think there's more to this. So a couple things. Number one, she said no rematch. I'm thinking, why? That was a hell of a fight. That fight would sell itself in a rematch, right? And I think the fans deserve it. I think, if you look at the controversy around it, you got one group of people saying this, the other group of people saying that. I think that's a good indication of just how competitive it was. And both sides, pretty much have a point, to who they thought won. So I don't, I was kind of lost, like, why not? And my other point is, just think about, all the mouth-watering options that ESPN could have putting on that fight, man. You have, Mikaela Mayer and Alycia Baumgardner headlining, and just think about all the prospects they got, man. Think about a Xander Zayas fight. Think about a Keyshawn Davis fight. Think about, all these great young fighters on that card, man. That would make for a hell of a night. It really makes a lot of sense. I think it's easy to make. All of them in-house. And the other thing is, you can say what you want about Floyd, and he's been criticized, and rightfully so. But if there was any doubt at all, Floyd was like, "Nah, we got to run that one back. Nah, give me him again." And he won, pretty clearly in the second fight, in the rematch. And you can't do nothing but respect that. At least what he's done in the ring. You got to respect the man saying, "I'm so confident in my skills. I'll beat you again, no problem." So it's a little disappointing to see Baumgardner, kind of take the route she's gone. She's absolutely opposed to it. I definitely don't think it's fear. Let me just be very clear about that. Would never disrespect any fighter by saying they're scared, but I do think she's very concerned about the outcome that a rematch will have, right? Otherwise, why wouldn't you take it, right? If you believe in your skills, make all that money that you'll make in the rematch, because again, the fight will sell itself. It really will. And this is my last point. Alycia was in the same position as Mayer not too long ago. She lost a very close fight, to a lady by the name of Christina Lenarditu. And check out what the writer said. Both women came out for the final round and laid it all on the line, ending with a standing ovation from the sold-out arena. The judges, who had a tough job on their hands for this fight, ruled the contest a split decision, which was fitting due to the competitive nature of the fight. Judge Carlo Kalim scored about 77-75 for the champion, being overruled by judges Amy Evans and Kent Hendrickson, who both had the contest at 77-75 for the new champion, Christina Lenarditu. Fightful.com had the fight score 77-75 for Baumgardner. Both women showed tremendous heart and could be serious players in the division. Shout out to the writer. Definitely on point with that one. But yeah, Alycia, she knows what that feels like. To be in a position where, you compete and you come up a little short. Why wouldn't you want to prove yourself again? I'm sure she did. I'm sure, she wanted another crack at it. But, for whatever reason, I would love to have a conversation with her, not to try to prove anything right or myself right or her wrong. I would just really like to kind of understand, her thought process as to why. I could understand if the fight was a blowout, a knockout or something like that, but it was neither of those things, right? It was a great fight, and I like to see it again. In boxing, sometimes we don't get those fights very often, and so we probably try to squeeze them for everything that's in them. But yeah, I would definitely love to see that one again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, appreciate you for watching. Do you think they should run it back? You think it's worthy of running it back, or do you think Alycia is justified in moving on from it? Peace.